Good afternoon, Falcons fans. My name is Patrick Seals, and welcome to Week 7 edition of my rating on how disappointing the Falcons are going to be for the season. On the weekend where the Atlanta Braves clinched their ticket to the World Series for the first time since 1999. The Atlanta Falcons went down to Miami, Florida to play a football game at 1 o'clock on Fox, and we won. We won. We went down to Miami. We handled business. We rolled all the way through this game. I'm not gonna lie, man. This was a nail biter. This game was a doozy. It was a lot to take in on first viewing, man. So I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna repeatedly watch the highlights of this game because there was quite a few highlights that I don't like from this game. Now, granted, I won't be able to put any of those clips on any of my YouTube videos because last time I did that, I got hit with a couple of copyright infringements. So until I figure that down, I'm going to hold back on putting off any football clips or anything related like that besides these cups and my shirt to any more videos. So now, this was an awesome game, man. This was a good game. The Dolphins came out. They had a good game plan to open the game out with. Tua went the length of the football field and scored a touchdown. Now, I'm not going to lie. My defense was... The defense was good in spurts, but the offense put the defense in positions where they had to overcome a lot of situations. We did overcome some certain situations, but for the most part, we gave up 413 yards total to the Miami Dolphins. And we gave up 132 yards rushing to the Miami Dolphins. And coming into this game, the Miami Dolphins ranked dead last, I believe, 32nd in the league in rushing yards. However, we gave up over 125 rushing yards to the Miami Dolphins. And ultimately, we won the game 30-28, which is not a bad score. But given the events of the game, it should not have been that close. It should not have been that close from the Calvin Ridley fumble interception to Matt Ryan scramble fumble to just missed tackles across the board. Our defense still having a problem with tackling, and Calvin Ridley. Yeah, so at this point, he's probably my most disappointing player of the game because he ranked 4th in receiving for the game. He ranked 4th in receiving for the game. He had 10 targets and he only caught the ball 4 times, which means he had a 40% completion rate, and that is terrible. He had a touchdown, granted, but he had a couple of passes that hit him right in the chest that he dropped. And, of course, the drops, the fumble, the unawareness, it was one particular play where he got tackled. Just be honest. He got hit very, very hard and he coughed up the ball. And thank God they ruled it an incompletion, but from my vantage point, that was clear as they fumbled. Calvin really fumbled that ball. He got hit hard. Granted, he did, as I used to say, pop his vagina, get his vagina popped. But, you know, that was a hard hit. And glad he came back into the ball game, but that's what football in my eyes looks like. Somebody getting hit and dropping the ball. Clean, sound technique. That wouldn't have happened to Kyle Pitts at this point. He's going to eat that hit, fall, or something. I'm just saying. That's what. And speaking of Kyle Pitts on tight ends day, he had quite a game. Granted, he didn't have a touchdown, but he had 7 receptions for 163 yards. He was averaging 23.3 yards a catch. Zero touchdowns, like I said, and he got targeted 8 times, which means there was only one pass that went towards him that he didn't end up catching. And he was, of course, he had the most receptions and the most receiving yards for the game. So Kyle Pitts is becoming that stallion stud that everybody said that he was going to be, and he is. There was a couple of plays that Matt Ryan just lollipopped the ball to him, and it fell right into his mitts, right into his breadbasket, and that is just excellent football. That's stuff that you draw it up on Madden, you know what I mean? You draw it up as a hot route, go deep, I'm going to throw you the ball, and you just go up and catch it. And Kyle Pitts, he did it consistently throughout the game. The Miami Dolphins did not have they didn't have a praying chance in stopping Kyle Pitts' deep pass. Him and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan threw another lollipop to Russell Gage. I believe was over 45 yards. And Russell Gage just fell right into the touchdown. It was a beautiful pass. Ooh. The offensive line gave Matt Ryan plenty of time to read the field. Matt Ryan only had 1 sack on the game. I said coming into this game that the Miami Dolphins defense, their defensive line to be exact, was going to be the thing that our offense would have to watch. And our offensive line held them in check for the majority of the game. Our rushing attack was able to move the ball. Our offensive line gave Matt Ryan protection all day. He only got sacked one time. And this was a good showing for our offensive line, to be exact, because our offense had 397 yards total. Matt Ryan had over 300 passing yards. And our rushing attack only had 72 rushing yards. Cordell Patterson did have a touchdown on the day. And Cordell Patterson continuing to be that utility player that we need. He is the face of the Atlanta franchise for me at this point. He is doing everything besides throwing the ball. I won't be surprised to see him do a halfback pass for a touchdown coming up soon, because he's doing everything. He is a great football player. You can't say he's a wide receiver or a running back. He's just a great football player. Cordell Patterson had 14 carries for 60 yards, 4.3 yards a carry, and 1 touchdown. And this was a good game for us, man. I'm going to be honest. In the fourth quarter, it got a little bit too close for comfort for me, like I said. Tua, he had 4 touchdown passes, and overall, he had over 300 yards total. And mobile quarterbacks continue to be a problem for us. Even though we did tackle Tua a couple of times behind the first down markage, he still was able to get out in open space and get first downs and shake our defenders and make us look silly out there. And like I said, man, the Dolphins came into this game ranking 32nd in rushing, and they had over 132 rushing yards. So our defense needing to tighten up and grip down. There was many of missed tackles, many of arm tackles. We still defense. It's such a tricky thing to say about the defense, because the defense, they had 2 interceptions. Deion Jones had tackles for losses, and he had a sack on the day. He was all over the field today. But overall, our defense was caught off guard. The first drive of the game, our defense let the Miami Dolphins go down the field, score a touchdown. And towards the tail end of the game, they did the same thing. The Miami Dolphins went the length of the football field and scored a touchdown. Thankfully, we have a coach who understands ball control at this point. Just late half ball control, because we scored 2 field goals at both ends of the half. It's just something that you like to see. Managing the clock, not overstepping our boundaries, doing everything necessary to win, and not, because quite frankly, me personally, I would like to see us score touchdowns in those situations. When we need a field goal to so to win, I like touchdowns, because there's nothing like touchdowns. But at the end of the day, I understand our defense is giving up 413 total yards. So in this situation, managing the clock, taking those knees, kicking a field goal, getting out of Miami with a W, is everything an Atlanta Falcons fan can hope for, given the circumstances that the Miami Dolphins were threatening to make us collapse, choke again. And the last time we played the Miami Dolphins, we gave up 20 unanswered points, because the Miami Dolphins beat us after we rushed out to a 17-0 lead in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and we lost. And here today, we rushed out to a 20-7 score, and the Miami Dolphins started to fight back. We scored a touchdown late in the fourth quarter. Cordell Patterson, he ran the touchdown, and then we let the Miami Dolphins it shouldn't have been this close. Tua was making horrendous passes. He was throwing out of sacks, and he threw 2 picks. One in the end zone, and one he just rainbowed the ball up to Fuller Khan, who almost scored a touchdown, him being one of our fastest linebackers on the team. And there's nothing more that you can ask for as a defensive player, is to see a ball just to float into your hands like this and go the other way. And that was it was good times. It was good times for Patrick Seals today. And the Falcons allowed me to continue to have good times for the day, man. And I just, it's been a whirlwind of emotions going through this game, of us just possibly blowing the lead and of us holding on. Watching that field goal kick go through the upright was a cathartic feeling, knowing that Younghoe Koo is still perfect on the season. And he's kicked 2 game-winning field goals for us on the season. Matt Ryan gains another notch on his come-from-behind victories. Fourth quarter drive, field goal touchdown, one of those things. And I don't know, man. Like I said, we got the Carolina Panthers coming up. I said in my previous video that, biasly, objectively speaking, that we can go undefeated the rest of the season, but we'll see. We play the Panthers coming up. I predicted us to sweep them on Halloween. So see how that goes for the Panthers. They just had to put in P.J. Walker as a backup after Sam Darnold did whatever he did. I wasn't watching that game because the Birds was playing. So I don't know what happened. But I'll be reviewing the predictions that I think will be happening for that game Thursday, Friday time. But this game today was a good day for Atlanta fans, waking up to seeing the Braves clinch their ticket to the World Series, the Falcons not disappointing us, Matt Ryan throwing over 300 yards. I'm going to be honest, though. Matt Ryan, he did have a couple of plays where he held onto the ball too long. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You held onto the ball too long. You fumbled the ball. Of course, you're not a running quarterback, but in those situations, you have to be more protective of the ball. And Calvin Ridley being the most disappointing player for the Falcons of the season, having the 4th most receptions and receiving yards on the season or in this game, and you had the most targets. Calvin Ridley had the most targets for anybody in this game, and he only had 4 receptions. Now, this was a good offensive display for us, scoring 30 points. The defense ranks 31st in points allowed, and we gave up 28. So I said that we wasn't going to get into a shootout with the Miami Dolphins. I thought it'd be more of a defensive struggle. I was wrong. Tua, if it wasn't for those interceptions, he might have had 6 touchdowns today. I don't know. Because it was those picks, they definitely meant a lot. The turnovers were the focal point of the game today. All turnovers going for touchdowns to each team. And this was a full game. It took the defense, the special teams, and the offense to come together, and with the help of the coaching staff to pull out this W. And like I said before, there's going to be no easy game for the Falcons this season. Games that look like we should win, like this one, we have to pray that we hold on and win. Because there's no way the Miami Dolphins are a better team than us. They are not. And by this scoreboard, it looks like that they were neck and neck with us. And that is not the story of the game. That is not the story of this game. The story of this game is turnovers being a focal point to any football game and coaching for the most part. Because I love seeing a coach tick away those seconds to run out the clock, the second half, the first half, both halves, and scoring field goals, touchdowns. It doesn't matter. I'll take touchdowns, but can't be greedy all the time. So this is a great game. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I can't wait till we play the Panthers, division rivals. I hate those Carolina people, those bastards. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man, in the comments. Y'all like, share, follow, comment, all that type stuff. I'm Patrick Seals, y'all. Shout out to Ace Cole for my music. Shout out to the Braves for going to the World Series. And, shout out to the Falcons. Rise up, man. We out.